everybody, welcome back to Geeks and Freaks. My name's Chris, and today I'm joined by my good friend, sorry not you, John.
Hi.
So if you've been paying attention, you know that recently we've been looking all over YouTube and finding some really cool content from up and coming creators.
And because last time went so well, we've got a few more videos to take a look at today. But before we get started, if you've got any suggestions of videos or people that you'd like us to take a look at, drop us a note in the comments and we'll take a look.
So if you're ready, here's today's picks.
My shirt, by the way. Thanks.
Oh god. Hi. Oh, that was a bit earlier than I thought. Hi. We were just getting.
There was a time in YouTube's history where you couldn't go 2 clicks without finding a horror game playthrough, and where a lot of that dropped off once games like Amnesia and Outlast had been played to death. Divide and Conquer is one of the few YouTube channels that is still going strong with spooky games. Now you might be thinking, but Chris, there's a reason why horror playthroughs went the way of the dodo. How is this anything different? And you're right, in the past we've seen tons of YouTubers trying to mimic the style of big names like PewDiePie by playing horror games and over-exaggerating every little scare they come across. And that's where Divide and Conquer is different.
It is so dark in here. Okay, no.
When coming across a genuinely pant-cacking moment, Trevor, Divide and Conquer's host, will cack his pants as expected. But when confronted with a lesser scare, a flickering of the lights or a subtle change in atmosphere for example, Trevor reacts accordingly, removing the unnecessary over-the-top style that characterises some other YouTubers. This results in Divide and Conquer having a much more grounded feel, which we think you'll really enjoy. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you check them out.
What is over here? Oh, I just realized what that was. Okay.
Now, Binding of Isaac started out as a Flash game created by indie developer Edmund McMillan. Once the game had been out for a while, it was rolled with all its DLC into one game called Binding of Isaac Rebirth.
LJ&J is a channel that typically focuses on standard playthroughs of games like Portal, Undertale and Superhot to name a few. Recently, however, they've dipped their toes into the review pool with some pretty cool results. Now typically YouTube reviewers, minus a few exceptions, will all follow a similar format. These are the good points, these are the bad points, and this is whether I think you should play it, with very little focus ever being put on exactly what the subject material is, and that's what makes LJ reviews a little different.
So after a whole lot of restarts and with a little bit of luck, you get some good items and finally beat Mom on the 6th floor. You watch the ending and you feel good about it.
Their recent review of Binding of Isaac takes place over 2 acts. The first act discussing in detail the story, genre and mechanics of the game, and the second wrapping up with LJ's personal thoughts about what makes it good and bad, with equal time being dedicated to each act. This review format allows even the most alienated of viewers to have a full and clear understanding of the game design, unhindered by opinion, before going into the second act and being told exactly what's good and bad. What I personally like the most is the fact that LJ has fully completed the game, investing over 400 hours of his time, meaning his opinion on the game is well educated, one that can be trusted, and that maybe he's got a little bit too much time on his hands. But on a serious note, the perfect kind of game reviewer, in my opinion. So if you're interested in getting into a new review series on the ground floor, go check them out.
With Afterbirth, the bullshit factor in general really seemed to increase with things like tiny rooms, nerfed curse rooms, and nerfed devil deals, just to name a few. Afterbirth didn't add all bad things though, it actually added
the Cradle Snatcher, the Boomstick, the Executioner, the Widowmaker. Daddy's Belt? When you're backed into a corner and you've got death literally staring you in the face, there's no better weapon to have by your side than a good old-fashioned shotgun.
Top 10 videos can be a real time-consuming format to work on, with research, various gameplay recordings and countless other bits to edit together before the video is ready to go live. But our last video today shows how good a video can be if that time and effort is really put to good use. Steve of War's latest video is a rundown of his favourite shotguns in gaming, and whether or not that's something that you're interested in, we recommend checking out this video, or indeed Steve's channel as a whole, simply for the production quality of his work.
This gun is absolutely essential to have by your side when coming up against a horde, and against tanks it's one of the best in the business. Combine it with fire or even explosive rounds and you've got one hell of a death dealer in your hands. Using this gun slaps a big smile on my face every time, especially when unloading a full load of buckshot into a horde of zombies only to see them reduced to tiny pieces.
If you went in blind, you'd be hard pressed to tell the difference between Steve's videos and top 10 videos from some of the other big players in the YouTube space. Now at nearly 500 subs, Steve isn't as small as some of the other channels we've featured in the past, but with the amount of work that he clearly puts into his videos, it's not a far cry to see this guy doing really well in the future. So if you're looking for hipster credit, you might want to get involved now.
What it was about this shotgun that made it so fun to use was the sheer amount of versatility it had. You literally could apply it to any and all situation in this game, and it could handle itself.
And there you have it, another little rundown of some of YouTube's up-and-comers. Now if there's anybody that you'd like us to feature in the future, drop us a note in the comments and we'll take a look.
As always, there's links to all the videos that we've spoken about today in the description below. If you want to see more stuff like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. But other than that, thank you very much for watching.
See ya.